Good morning and welcome to the work session for May 3rd, 2023. We'll start with domestic relations.
Good morning.
Morning, Carla.
Never thought I'd have to wear my winter coat in May. I'm here to ask for a bill to be paid to Ohio Desk for $600 for office design for the courthouse move.
So I'm confused. This company was going to design if you bought desks from them. The design was free.
So this company came in 2019 and did a design for free for the third floor when they thought we could possibly move to the third floor. So whenever.
The third floor?
So whenever that changed and you wanted me to find out if we could fit on the second floor, I asked if I could have them come and design to make sure that we could fit there. So they came and did the design and they said that they would not come and do it for free the second time. But if we used their services, then they would do it for free. But it's been a year and nothing's been done and no decision's been made, so they sent me the bill for $600. And that was the agreement, that it would not be more than $600.
I don't ever recall agreeing to pay them to come back a second time.
That's where my concern is. I remember
I mean,
the first time.
I
but
don't ever
the second
remember
time.
that conversation even.
I asked you at a commissioners meeting, Eric, if that was okay, because I said there's no way, because you wanted a decision in 30 days. And I said, there's no way that I can go up there and look at that floor, because I'm not an architect, to find out whether we can fit there or not. And I said this company would do it, and if we use them later down the road, that they would not charge us. Now, I'm not saying if we move there later down the road that they would credit us $600, but since nothing's been done and I can't get a decision, whether we're moving there or not, I have to pay them.
Yeah, my assumption was that if you're buying your office furniture from them, it would be free. That's
Correct.
Right, okay.
But we haven't made a decision on whether we're moving there or not.
I can't pay it now. I mean, that's just me.
Would they be willing to put that in writing, that they would give you $600 credit if you purchased the furniture from them in the future?
I can ask.
Okay, that's what I would.
You would need to know at what level too. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're gonna have a minimum of several $1,000s.
Yeah.
Or if you buy a $700 piece of equipment,
Yeah,
get
our-
a $600 credit.
Our intention is not to not have you move to the second floor. I mean, we want you to move there, obviously, but I just want to know if they would be willing to put the credit towards it.
I could ask them.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So this is not gonna get paid until that's done?
I'd like to know that answer. Good.
Okay.
All right.
All right, well, I can't make the next meeting, so Heidi said she's gonna bring it. So if you have any other questions for me,
Okay.
send me an email. Like, I'll try to get them in writing and I'll forward to
Okay.
you what they say, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
The corner?
Morning.
Morning, Scott.
Morning, Scott.
Requesting a payment of $7,000 to be made to the Erie County Coroner's Office for our forensic services. That's a yearly contract.
What's going to happen when he does retire, Scott?
I fear that our backup plan is to use Cleveland because Allegheny County is so overloaded,
Okay.
which is going to increase cost, and
Okay.
so we're going to have to look at that real close. We're just going to try to stay on top of that.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
sir.
Adult probation?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Trevor.
Morning, Trevor.
Opposite last week, we're now applying for that same grant that we returned money to PCCD from last week. So we're requesting signature and approval of the application for the 2023-2024, it's a fiscal grant, drug and alcohol RIP intermediate punishment grant in the amount of $270,000. The way that breaks down is $95,000 goes towards towards salaries and adult probation. $63,000 and some change goes towards supplies, drug tests, and pays for Scram technology while the defendants are on program. And then $111,000 goes to consultant fees, which is down at drug and alcohol. That pays for all drug and alcohol treatment, inpatient, outpatient, and or rehab if need be. That's the money that was returned last week. was from that $111,000. We're requesting the same amount of money as we did last year, hoping that those restrictions have been reprieved, and so they'll be able to use that money for these defendants this fiscal year, is their hope.
Okay, any questions for Trevor?
Do you need it ratified, or can it wait till next week?
It's not due to May 15th, so it can be
Okay.
signed next meeting.
All right.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Trevor.
I'm handling public safety for Greg. He's at a conference out of town. Requesting to ratify the approval of 2023-24 Hazard Materials Response Fund grant, the amount of $18,786. And number two is a $4,800 payment to Gilday Construction for 92 additional tons of number one stone at the Greaser Road Tower. This is what I told you guys about. That was an overreach that really should have been handled in a different way, but we think we have it figured out. So,
Okay.
no,
As long as
we-
it's figured out.
Yeah, we have a clarification
All right.
running it through the engineer. And actually, Mark's gonna help us with that. I think we'll
Okay,
get some of
good.
this. So, okay. Correctional facility?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Jack.
This morning, I requested approval for purchase of one replacement three-phase motor for a rooftop unit. The motor is no longer under warranty. It's to be purchased from R.E. Michael Company and hopefully to be purchased through ARPA, with ARPA funds,
What's the length of the warranty?
1 year.
1 year, that's it. Okay.
And I don't have the price on there, but it was $755.
What's that?
The price was $755 for the motor.
755?
Yeah.
And I did email Jack, and Scott Taylor emailed back with maintenance about the motor. It was due to those storms and a electrical surge.
Oh,
And I
okay.
asked him about surge protection for it, not realizing that those are three-phase motors. So he said there's really not a good way to protect them from a surge since they're three-phase. So,
We're probably fortunate we only lost one.
Yeah.
but that's probably true.
Because was that 3 years old?
Just over two, I
2 years old. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Secondly, requested approval for travel expenditures for two officers to attend required training at PADOC Training Academy in Elizabethtown. There's no cost for the training, however, due to the large basic training class, Academy is not providing housing. Estimated cost is $986. However, that's changed. It's $400 less because I found a way to switch out some vehicles and they won't be doing mileage.
Okay. Any questions
Great.
for Jack? All right. Thank you, Jack.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Jack.
Solid Waste Authority?
Good morning.
Morning, Brenda.
Morning, Brenda.
Hey, I'm here just a little bit late to ask you to be the, to appoint Brenda Schmidt as your county recycling coordinator.
Okay.
And then again, to apply for the county recycling coordinator grant, which is 50% of approved expenses. It was due May 1st, so it's been submitted. It doesn't require a physical signature from you, but we should have something, you have the grant application and every year you initial it. So it's submitted, it's in your hands.
Okay.
So we're gonna ratify both of those things,
Okay.
please.
Right. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thanks.
County Planning?
Morning,
Morning,
Commissioners.
Zach.
Morning, Zach.
We're seeking approval for an invoice from HRG in the amount of $6,000. This is for engineering services associated with the East Branch Trail, Knox and Kane Trails, which are funded through the ARC Power Grant.
Okay.
We're also asking for approval to pay invoices for Porter Consulting Engineering in the amount of $12,167.33. This is for engineering and design services with the Heidi Cooper project. It is paid for out of the county's CDBG, and it should be CV3, not CV2. I apologize. CV3 competitive grant.
Okay.
And then finally, we're asking to ratify a payment to Economic Progress Alliance in the amount of $250 for a rental of a conference room for the comprehensive plan project. This is paid for out of the state facility transition closure program.
Okay. Any questions for Zach? Thank you, Zach.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
County Maintenance?
Morning. Morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Question to ratify approval to pay invoices for the courthouse remodeling project, the HVAC project, to Perry Construction application number 11 for $154,706, and Powell's portable toilets for $160.
Okay.
Requesting to ratify approval of invoices for the courthouse remodeling project, the window replacements, to United Contractors. This is for application number 5 for $8,155.80, application 6 for $39,440.20. Application number 7 for $28,554.76.
Okay.
Requesting to ratify approval to pay Penelec for work to bring in new electric service into the courthouse for $55,897.14.
Okay.
Requested to ratify approval of invoices for the remodeling project, the treasurer's office remodel to Mark Johnson for $3,849.36, and Sagertown Hardware for $9.36.
Wait, Mark. What's our total?
Oh, yeah.
Should one of those
That's
be?
incorrect. Yep, good catch.
I mean, just, it's not
That'll be
material,
changed.
but just for next time. if you
Yep,
would,
that's
please.
right.
351872.
3840 for Mark.
Oh, I was on 38. Don't use my total, it's way off. So I
3840
don't
even?
know
All
why I was doing the other way, I
Yes,
had $9.
that is correct.
right, thanks.
The total, yeah, the total was dropped down into Mark's.
Way to go, Mark, for to confuse us all on that $9.
Made it all the way to May almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good for the year then.
Yeah, that's my one. Request approval to pay Brian Noah, project manager for professional services from April 1st to April 30th of 2023 for $2,110.50.
Okay.
Requesting approval to pay Otis Elevator. This is for the yearly maintenance agreement at the courthouse. This is for $11,503.68.
That doesn't fall into a CCAP grant or anything, people talk about it. There's somewhere,
Yeah, we've talked about an elevator.
do you remember this
I do.
discussion?
Elevator service, but you have to go through the insurance company and they arrange for it.
Oh.
And
And I-
so far we have not been successful.
Okay.
past that.
Maybe we can look into
And I
that.
think it was brought up when there was a third-party weight test on the elevator. And I thought we discussed it then, and I don't know that it qualified there either.
We're looking at you because we thought it was a safety grant, or the,
I don't think it can go under the people of the Peacock grant, because it would be, but I do know under the people of insurance, there is some.
Yeah, this is a separate,
maybe we could look into it for next time.
specifically
Okay.
for elevators, I
Yeah.
remember that.
I just remember hearing
A little
about it.
bit, Yeah.
Okay?
Requesting approval to pay Dangler's Farm Garage for work done on the Farmall 706 tractor for $540.
Okay.
Requesting approval to pay Powell Sanitation and Construction, this is to clean the grease trap at the Renewed Life Haven for $800.
Okay.
And requesting approval to pay Shingle Decker Welding 50% of the contract amount to rehab Bridge Number 8 at Creek Road Bridge for $72,500. This will be paid for with liquid fuels money.
Any questions for Mark? Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
Human Services,
Morning.
morning, Sue.
Morning, Sue.
I'm requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 cleaning services agreement with Annie's Flooring and Commercial Services.
Okay.
Requesting approval of the purchase requisition for 6 laptops, 4 tablets, 20 monitors, and 3 docking stations. We're utilizing retained revenue for these purchases. The total cost is $15,581.14. Cost to the county is $831.36.
Any usable life on the ones being replaced? I
Good
mean,
question.
You guys talked about that. There may not be, I just, with that many,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm,
okay. Just wondered,
we can check.
thank you.
Okay.
Requesting approval of the purchase requisition for CIT online coordinator training and to send the 911 director to train the trainer CIT training in Utah in September. The total cost would not exceed $5,286.62. There is no cost to the county. This is being paid for through the Northwest 3 Partnership Training Funds.
And the CIT training, this is a big thing, like people didn't understand what it's for. It's the only place you can train people right for
Right.
this.
Right.
Other people are going as well, or?
No,
Just Greg?
we sent one in November, and then we're sending Greg in September.
So that'd be the
And then-
second person.
Right, so we'll have 2 train the trainers, and then we have somebody who's doing an online course. It's not for train the trainer, but it's for CIT.
Okay.
So we'll have 2 people trained, and from what I'm hearing, police might even be willing to send somebody to Utah at some point, so we would have 3 train the trainers.
I know
but-
Greg said it was pretty intensive.
Yeah.
It's like 10-hour days, 4 10-hour
Yeah.
days. So, okay.
Requesting approval of the F1 amendment to the fiscal year 22-23 CYS contract with BDM Sisters Group. It's a 4-person group home for boys age 11 and older. It's located in Dayton, Ohio. We have a CYS ID youth that's placed there who's exhibiting emotional dependence issues and physical outbursts. There's been police intervention and the youth is inflicting damage to the facility on a weekly basis.
Can you check on D?
The farm cam.
Yeah.
The what?
D instead of
Oh,
F.
oh, I'm
There you go.
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Can I go back to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So in order to preserve the placement and provide additional support to the youth, the 3 services below are being added to the contract. Go back up there. Requesting approval of the purchase requisition to Farm Chem for drug patch kits and overlays. The total cost is $645.24. The cost of the county is $146.92. This is a budgeted item.
Okay.
Requesting approval of the F1 amendment to the fiscal year 22-23 CYS contract with Families United. CYS recently placed 2 youths into Families United Network shelter program. As it's possible that one or both of the youths may be transferred to one of their residential programs, we're adding all of their residential programs to the contract. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 C2 amendment to the mental health contract with Hand in Hand Mental Health Services. This is part of our retained revenue plan. The provider has been approved to make improvements to several of their facilities. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 C1 amendment to the mental health IDEI contract with Titusville Area Senior Citizens Corporation as part of our retained revenue plan. The provider has been approved to purchase 10 sets of shelving. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 professional contract with Crawford County Drug and Alcohol Executive Commission as part of our retained revenue plan. The provider has been approved to purchase supplies for their consumer closet, including boots, clothing, bedding, toiletries, and shelf-stable food. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 professional contract with New Beginnings Church of God as part of our retained revenue plan. The provider has been approved to provide mental health first aid training to active aging staff. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 professional contract with St. James Haven as part of our retained revenue plan. The provider has been approved to purchase a new furnace, hygiene items, and shoes for shelter residents and ink toner. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 professional contract with Women's Services as part of our retained revenue plan. The provider has been approved to purchase supplies for their shelter and items needed by those moving into their own housing, as well as construction costs to update the buildings and replace the roof on a storage building. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 professional contract with the YWCA of Titusville as part of our retained revenue plan. The provider has been approved to purchase supplies for their shelter, including a refrigerator, a washing machine, microwave, and cleaning supplies. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYS contract with Child to Family Connections for foster care services. These are the same services that we contracted for in the current year. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 CYS contract with Marikia, Pennsylvania for foster care services. These are the same services that we contracted for in fiscal year 22-23. Requesting approval of the 23-24 JP contract with Outside In School of Experiential Education for their Voyagers program. This is the same service that we contracted for in 22-23, and the rate remains the same. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 JP contract with White Deer Run for Cove Prep and the 2-week diagnostic services program. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 MHID contract with Child to Family Connections for transitional housing, community participation, and in-home and community supports. These are the same services that we contracted for in fiscal year 22-23. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 23-24 MHID contract with the ARC of Crawford County for several state set rate services. These are the same services that we contracted for in fiscal year 22-23. Requesting approval of the 23-24 mental health contract with the Titusville Area Senior Citizens Corporation for the Social Connection Program. Social Connections is the drop-in center for mental health consumers and anyone with a self-declared mental health concern in Titusville. requesting approval of the 23-24 professional contract with the Crawford County Consumer Satisfaction Team for surveys and focus groups. And that's it.
Any
Almost ran out of letters in the alphabet.
questions
Just
for
about.
Sue? Yeah, make up for all the months you were being nice to us, week you were being nice to us.
I'm being told that the next couple of months are gonna be even worse.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks, Sue.
Finance,
Good morning.
Morning,
Stephanie.
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 For your approval, I have invoices totaling $86,270. The first is to Mayor Dussel. It's the 2022 audit first progress billing, invoice number 488448, in the amount of $12,500. Comes from finance audit expense. The next is to Community Health Services. It's the 2022-23 MATP trip reimbursement, invoice number 162, in the amount of $59,158. Comes from BG Transportation. The next is to Drug and Alcohol. It's Q1 and Q2 fiscal year 22-23 match, in the amount of $14,122. Comes from the Human Services Block Grant. And next, we have to Emergicare. It's the EMT to paramedic course and fees less the MCO grant. The invoice number is 22-0002 in the amount of $490. That comes from ARPA revenue replacement.
I just want to say that was the 10th paramedic grant we provided, and a huge thank you to Emergicare, who actually ran the actual invoice through a state grant first, and the balance was $490. We had provided $10,000 up to that, and so we appreciate Emergicare for getting that down to $500. We'll take it.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For your ratification, I have invoices totaling $751,007.73. It is to P-CHIP. It's our May 2023 health insurance premium. The invoice number is 126178-0 in the amount of $751,007.73, and that comes from health insurance. And lastly, there was an audit agreement that Remedy Analytics needed us to sign so they can audit our pharmacy pricing. And we've already had that signed and submitted, and they'll begin.
I expect a full detail report on that from you as soon as you figure it out, right? Human Resources.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Brittany.
Morning, Brittany.
I'm requesting to ratify the payment of the Campbell Durant and B invoice number 74606 in the amount of $8,570.09 for Special Labor Council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
I have a letter of consistency for floodplain and stormwater management for Payton Creek Migration Bank Project located in Beaver Township, and an Act 146768 notification from Dyson Helmy for a small flow sewage treatment facility located in Hayfield Township.
Thank you. Upcoming events, the next full session will be May 10th, 2023. Just as a reminder, the work session will be on Thursday, because apparently the election board thinks they need an extra day or something to, I don't know why, recover what they're doing, but that'll be Thursday, May 18th for the next work session. Any public comment? Commissioner comments, Commissioner Soft.
Nothing today, thank you.
Commissioner Wiederspin.
I will pass as well.
2 passes. Wow. I will as well. We'll see you next week.